Hi, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 6th day of March, 2018. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the SWB Life channel. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's good to see you here on this Tuesday. I am Dan Kuntz, your host. Steve Hare to my immediate left. He is our beloved news director, Kat in control, and Teresa Samuelson is in the green room, our brand new guest room. She is, of course, the executive director of the North Central Washington Council of Campfire Girls and Boys. She'll be on for the second half of the show, Steve.
Campfire, great organization.
Great organization. Well, she brought me mints, which I will consume right here on the air. The big Wohelo Luncheon, which is their big annual fundraiser appreciation luncheon, is tomorrow at the Wenatchee Convention Center, and it'll be a great conversation. We'll talk also about the upcoming events at Camp Zanikalachi up in beautiful Lake Wenatchee. That's all coming up in the second half of the show. Steve has quite a bit of news. We had a news crew at the Wenatchee High School Commons yesterday.
We did, to cover their listening and learning session. Of course, all of this within the context of some disturbing messages, of course, that were found at the high school that kind of caused some concern for students and staff and parents as well, but then also within the context of the shooting in Parkland, Florida. So they're trying to work with the community and finding ways to make campuses safer and more secure for students and staff.
That'll be one of our stories we'll tackle here in just a few minutes. Also, we have your weather forecast. We got sports. We'll take a quick look at the passes. Things are pretty quiet for the next couple of days. We also have the obscure holiday, today in history, birthdays. We don't have everyone that's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion today. It's a technical thing. You don't care about it. We care about it a great deal.
Oh, boy.
It made our life somewhat chaotic yesterday.
What is it with computers? You can't live with them, can't live without them.
Yeah.
And when they go down, boy, it just causes all kinds of problems.
Computers are both the cause and the solution of all of our problems.
It's affecting my health, I think.
Is it really?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
losing sleep.
So, I was, I think it was this whole Y2K thing. I think that's what messed it all up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I found out today?
What'd you find out?
That on the calendar, that Easter Sunday falls on April Fool's Day this year.
Oh.
That's kind of strange.
That is kind of strange.
Yeah.
First time in a long time, you told me?
56 was the last time it happened.
Wow. I don't remember 1956. Steve does. He just graduated from college and was embarking on an award-winning broadcast journalism career. Let's take you around North Central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley with our Valley View cameras. And we start out with, don't tell me, because we have to guess these. Steve?
Wenatchee Heights Camp.
That's the Wenatchee Heights Camp. See, nothing gets by you. That's why we put you in charge of these things. That's pulled way back, isn't it? That's about as far back as it can go. And that's a spectacular view up there. We used to go up there all the time in high school. I hate to admit this now. I'm sure the statute of limitations has run out. We used to go there at high school and hit golf balls off the edge of it onto the Malaga-Alcoa Highway.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah.
Okay, now the statute of limitations.
Yeah, I'm sure it's run out, so I can safely say that.
Well, you see Birch Mountain there in the background there.
Yeah.
By the way, just a little traffic note, you folks up on Birch Mountain, especially in the area of Harlow Lane, should be aware that there's a sinkhole up there the Public Works crews have been working on, so just be aware of that.
Thank goodness that's not a particularly heavily traveled area.
Could be some delays up there.
Camera number 2, where are we going to? That's got to be,
Jump off? No.
no, that's not Jump Off. That's, I'm just drew a blank. Badger Mountain.
Badger
That's
Mountain.
Badger Mountain.
Okay.
Yes, that's Badger Mountain. That's to the far left, you can see where, of course, Steve and Lynette have one of their many summer homes there on Badger Mountain.
Just a brief sojourn.
Yeah, just a brief sojourn. By the way, Brief Sojourn will be on the show Friday. Looking forward to that. Beautiful view from up there at Badger Mountain. There's a lot of transmission towers and repeaters and things up there because it's one of the highest points of the Wenatchee Valley. And that's where we also have a Sky-Fi camera up there, camera 3. And we are off to Orondo Rock.
That's beautiful.
Orondo Rock, and this is that little area because it's right behind Rocky Ridge Dam where it makes the river look like a lake because of the
That's Lake Eniat.
Yeah, I guess it is, in a way. To me, it's still the Columbia River. And finally, number 4 is beautiful. That's in Nanapoc, I'm sure. It's got to be Nanapoc. Yep. Still quite a bit of snow in the Lake Wenatchee area, the Plain area. Boy, Republic got hammered with a bunch of snow a couple of days ago.
Ooh, boy, did
It's
they.
been a strange winter in that we haven't had a great deal of snow here in the Wenatchee Valley floor. We kind of just hit and miss here and there, and whatever snow we got didn't stick around very long. But other locations, Omak, Okanagan, Winthrop, Mazama, Republic, they got a lot of snow, and it's still there.
By the way, in our news today, we'll share with you what the latest snowpack survey is, and that's good news, by the way. good news.
Yeah, so it's been one of those kinds of winters, and it was supposed to be a La Nina year, which meant it was supposed to be pretty much like last winter. Didn't really pan out, and we only have a few days left before we bid adieu to winter 2018 and welcome spring. All right, 5 minutes after the hour, let's do your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Pretty quiet today into Wednesday. Slight chance of a little bit of snow. We have right now, Steve, a high pressure ridge, which is kind of blocking anything from coming in, but there's a low pressure ridge that's going to come down from Canada. Not real strong. So nothing happening today. Sunshine today, high of about 48. That's actually below normal. Yesterday's high was 46. Normal for this time of the year is 49. So it's, it's 1 degree off normal. That's pretty close for us. 48 again on Wednesday. Wednesday night is when that low pressure system is going to bring in about a 50% chance of precipitation. Less than half an inch of snow between 5 a.m. early Wednesday or early Thursday morning until about 9 o'clock Thursday morning. So 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. we do have a chance of measurable snow. Then it all goes away because high near 50, as you can see on Thursday. So we could get like a half an inch of snow early Thursday morning. Just a heads up there. Thursday night, whatever we get is going to be rain, and then we settle into a very pleasant weekend. Lots of sunshine, temperatures above normal Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Good looking weekend for the big KPQ Home Expo. By the way, they'll be our guest tomorrow. KPQ Home Expo. We're going to be there hanging around.
Oh boy, are we.
In fact, if you want to meet some celebrities, they might show up.
Or
Stephen.
you might even become a celebrity. Because
Yeah.
you're going to set up the green screen there and let them kind of read some scripts.
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to see what it's like to be on TV, you will be sorely disappointed. Trust me on that. To the passes we go.
It adds 10 pounds.
Yeah, it does. It adds 10 pounds and eliminates about 20 IQ points, I might add, if you're on TV. To the mountain passes we go. Let's take a live look at Snoqualmie Pass. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadways bare and wet. Overcast skies above. No issues at all on I-90. Looking good today. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to travel over the mountain passes, please
Take your car.
use an automobile. Absolutely, Steve. That's good advice. Traction Tires advised on Stevens Pass. Roadways mostly bare. Some snow and ice in places, but it looks pretty good on Stevens Pass. Blue Pass, no advisories, no restrictions. Clear skies up above. The roadway is bare and dry. Some ice in places. Precipitation on the mountain passes today, zip. Nothing. It'll be sunny and cool up there. What?
Looks like a little rainfall right now up there.
Nope, it's clear skies. It's just fog on the camera or whatever. Yeah, according to my thing, it's clear skies on Blue Pass. Bare and dry, looking good. No snow today, no snow tonight, no snow Wednesday. Wednesday night, we talked about a chance of snow for the valley floor. They're going to get a couple of inches of snow Wednesday night in the mountain passes. And then 2 to 4 inches on Thursday, an additional 3 to 4 inches on Thursday night. So your snow window is going to be early Thursday into Friday with off and on snow showers, total accumulations of about 6-7 inches, and then they go right into a quiet period for the weekend. So nothing really happening weather-wise or condition-wise on the mountain passes today or tomorrow, and then we get into early Thursday, and you're going to be dealing with some snow. Heads up on that. 8 minutes after the hour, going to take a quick break. When we come back, Mr. Steve Hare has your news. You're watching the Tuesday edition of Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley, and we're broadcasting live this morning from Studio 42 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
We're here to celebrate every season with award-winning dining, full-service spa, and 170 waterfront guest rooms. Come experience our tradition of hospitality at Campbell's Resort on Lake Chelan.
Collins Fashions has a fabulous selection of clothing, handbags, jewelry, and shoes for all events in your life, such as work, errands, celebration, travels, etc., etc. And our professional caring staff will assist you in coordinating your wardrobe and choose a perfect gift for that special someone. Our many fabulous brands include Joseph Ribkoff, Tribal, Jag Jeans, Tommy Bahama, and we are your Brighton headquarters for North Central Washington. We are grateful for our wonderful customers, and we look forward to seeing you at Collins, where fun and fashion meet in downtown Wenatchee.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
And welcome back. Here's what's happening around North Central Washington on this Tuesday. It's March 6th. And first of all, our top story, community members gathered at Wenatchee High School's Commons last night for a learning forum on campus security and student safety. 21 people sharing their thoughts during the open mic segment of that meeting. Wenatchee High School history teacher Adam McDonald gave some examples of how arming teachers backfired in instances over the last 2 years.
Arming teachers will make the likelihood of these incidents increase exponentially. Arming teachers is an extremely dangerous idea and a risky idea with a mountain of downsides and only a small sliver of hope. It is not much a question of whether some incident will happen if we arm teachers as much as it is a question of when. And my last thing is, despite how much we love and care for our students, it's unreasonable to expect them to play Rambo while teaching the Renaissance.
Also addressing the board last night, Wenatchee senior Chris Danko shared his thoughts with his community, calling for leaders to address the core of the problem, and he identified that as mental health.
As you probably well know, there was an implied threat written on the bathroom wall last week. The district released a statement and brought on additional security personnel for the remainder of the week. During that week, students around me remarked that the security guards there were intimidating and just plain scary. It seemed like everywhere you turned, there was another police officer. On the date the threat implied, there was an enormous amount of absences across all grade levels. Bringing on additional people just contributes to a culture of fear that makes people not want to attend class. The main issue with instituting armed guards and metal detectors is that it prevents somebody with violent tendencies from fulfilling those tendencies in a very specific way. It does nothing to address the violent tendencies themselves. It addresses the symptom and not the disease. So let's talk about the disease and actually address the problem. Public education is a formative time in the lives of children, both in regard to education and to mental health. Many of the acts of violence that have been committed are committed by people who have shown long-term proclivities for violence. And if we can nip these mental health issues in the bud, we can prevent in-school violence without firing a single shot. If the Wenatchee School District is considering hiring additional personnel and purchasing additional equipment to deal with the pervasion of violence into what should be enclaves of education, hire adolescent psychologists who would provide more over armed security. Both have the capacity to prevent violence, but armed guards prevent violence and go no farther. Psychologists can prevent violence before physical intervention is even necessary, and they can improve the overall mental well-being of the student community. That means higher grades, higher test scores, and something that gets lost among all the statistics, healthier students. Healthier students means healthier community members, and healthier community members means healthier communities. Let's strive for that.
Okay, that's Wenatchee High School senior Chris Danko at that forum last night. It attracted over 100 people to the high school commons. Over 20 of them stepped to the microphone to share their ideas. Some of the options that were shared: bulletproof glass, doors to armed guards, as well as police officers in schools were also discussed. Well, the November general election will bring new leadership to Chelan and Douglas counties. NCW Live News has learned that Chelan County District 2 Commissioner Keith Gaynor will be stepping down at the end of his term. Meanwhile, former Chelan Douglas Land Trust Executive Director Bob Boogert has decided to run and has filed candidacy papers with the Washington State Public Disclosure Commission. Also in Douglas County, District 3 Commissioner Steve Jenkins is retiring at the end of the year, and Mark Straub has filed for his seat. Straub, currently the Executive Director of Building at North Central Washington. Seattle Business Magazine has honored Confluence Health CEO Dr. Peter Rutherford as their Healthcare Executive of the Year. The award was presented at the annual Leaders in Healthcare Awards Gala event in Seattle last Thursday. Rutherford said he's honored by the award and looks the future of Confluence Health.
I was quite humbled and honored to win this, and I think it is a reflection not so much on me, but all of the people at Confluence Health and what we've tried to accomplish and are accomplishing and over the last 5 years. And I hope that we continue to improve over the next several years.
Dr. Rutherford was recognized for his leadership in the creation of Confluence Health with the affiliation of Central Washington Hospital and the Wenatchee Valley Clinic. Now, since then, Confluence Health has been consistently ranked among the best rural healthcare systems in the country. Well, one person in a party of skiers was killed in an avalanche near Mazama in Okanogan County over the weekend. Happened Sunday, according to Okanogan County Sheriff Frank Rogers, said in a press release that victim's body is being recovered and that was expected to happen yesterday, weather permitting. Rogers said that it was around 1:40 in the afternoon Sunday. Search and rescue was dispatched. Incident occurred out of Winthrop on the Goat Creek Road and Forest Service 52 Road, about 12 miles up from Snow Park. Sheriff said in the press release the 4 skiers were caught in an avalanche and one of the skiers was killed. The other 3 skiers were able to locate him with his beacon, but were not able to bring him down off the mountain. Rescue workers attempted to get into the area on Sunday, but because of the dangerous weather conditions and extreme avalanche danger, they were unable to get to the victim. Rogers said they were going to attempt yesterday to recover the victim with the use of a helicopter, and again, that was all weather permitting. Meanwhile, it looks like it's going to be a good water year for irrigators and hydropower in north central Washington. Chelan County PUD commissioners were presented with the latest snowpack measurements yesterday for the Lake Chelan drainage, and the numbers are good.
What we found was at Lyman Lake, which is the highest elevation of the 3 sites we monitored, about 118% of average snow water equivalent, 101 at Park Creek Ridge, and 105 at Rainy Pass, which helped us to formulate our March 1st water supply forecast of 106%.
That's Utilities Energy Analyst John Wozniewski. He also reported stream flows at Grand Coulee Dam upstream is expected to be at 110% of normal for the period of April through July. The next snowpack report will be released on April 1st. Of course, the headwaters of the Columbia fed through the Canadian Rockies, and they're really getting hammered with snow this winter, so that looks like it's going to be really good for water resources this summer. Well, we end, of course, with a recap of the big event over the weekend in the Wenatchee Valley that brought thousands of people here for the Special Olympics of Washington State and the Winter Games. J.C. Beck was at the opening ceremony, and he provided this report.
Wenatchee's biggest sporting event went down over the weekend. Yes, the annual Washington State Special Olympics Winter Games were held over the weekend. Opening ceremonies were at the Town Toyota Center Friday night. Over 1,100 athletes paraded around through the Town Toyota Center getting ready for the opening of the games. East Wenatchee Mayor Steve Lacey and Wenatchee Mayor Frank Coons shared a few words.
I was talking from a book by John Wooden. Does anybody know who John Wooden is? John Wooden, a great basketball coach at UCLA. Most people know that he was also a great teacher, right? Mr. Wooden wrote a book for children about success. And he told the children what the meaning of success is. What would we guess would be the meaning of success? No, the meaning of success in our lives is that when we do our best, that's our success, right? How many of you are ready to do your best this weekend? You're going to have that kind of success. You're all going to be winners. You're already winners because you've been doing your best just to get here.
I can tell you we are ready for the Winter Games to begin from Leavenworth to Wenatchee to East Wenatchee to Mission Ridge. We are all ready. There's plenty of snow for the skiers. We are just excited that you're all here. Enjoy our valley. This is the highlight of our year, is to welcome all of these athletes to our valley. So welcome, enjoy your weekend, compete hard. And on behalf of both cities, we're just excited that you're here. So enjoy your weekend.
Also in attendance at the opening ceremonies, the Seahawks were in full display, with Seagulls and mascot Blitz. The keynote speaker was Fozzie Bilal, who is now the Special Olympics Director of Sports and Competition and a former member of the Seattle Sounders. Fozzie shared a few words about what it means to be a competitor.
So what we're asking you to do this weekend is define yourself by reaching your personal best. Do everything you can to compete, live in that moment, and enjoy it.
Over 1,100 athletes participated in competition across the valley. These athletes arrived at the opening ceremony Friday night and took over the town for the rest of the weekend. Whether it was basketball at Foothills Middle School, figure skating at the ice rink, or skiing at Mission Ridge. If you were out in the town this weekend, you probably saw some of these athletes and teams, along with some of their family members. Additionally, this year held a record number of volunteers with over 740 individuals giving their time to make the Winter Games happen. To watch the full opening ceremonies, check out the NCW Life magazine. With NCW Life News, I'm J.C. Beck.
Another successful weekend of Winter Games, and I heard yesterday from our General Manager and Sports Director Eric Granstrom that the Washington State will also be hosting the summer games this year, and the torch will actually be running through Wenatchee.
Yeah.
So be watching for that as well.
The National Summer Games.
The National Summer Games are being held in Washington State this year, in Seattle. So again, we'll have more on that story. A lot more too coming up on the school meeting last night. No thank you. No thank you.
Sure?
I'm positive.
The campfire mints.
Well, they're good. I know they're good.
Mine
But that eats into my cream puffs that I have out on my desk there. But anyway, we'll have more on that coming up at 5 o'clock this afternoon. Grant Olson will be hosting our NCW Life Evening News, and he'll also have probably a more extended report on last night's meeting from the Wenatchee School Board listening session as well. Important issue, that school safety is really kind of a top-of-mind awareness issue these days. But also we'll have a story coming up later. Yesterday, the governor signed into law the nation's first net neutrality law. So Washington State is leading the charge on that.
The news with Grant Olson at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock is also available on demand by going to our website, ncwlife.com, ncwlife.com. Quick heads up, though, you'll be there for a while. There's a lot of stuff on our website.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can't watch it on TV, or as we like to say in the business, television, at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, you can watch it on demand. Right around 5 o'clock in the afternoon is when we get it up and running and post it on our website.
Neat thing about our website is interactive. We like to talk to you as well, so you can communicate with us. If you look at the top of the homepage, you'll see a little tab there that says Contact Us. Well, click that and you can communicate with us, anything really. Comment on stories that you're seeing on the air, or you can provide us with some suggestions on possible news stories we can follow up on. So use that. You can also contact us on Facebook and by email at the address news@ncwlife.com. And as always, we're available for breaking news. Call us on the hotline at, 888-NCWF.
You can never remember that number again.
Well, it's 888-6295.
There you go.
How's
there
that?
you go. And keep in mind when you get a hold of us on the book, we always enjoy constructive criticism so long as it's unqualified praise.
And it's all against him.
22 minutes after the hour. You want to take one with you when you head back to the newsroom?
I guess just to be
They're really good.
Politically correct.
They're really good. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Teresa Samuelson.
Is this a hint?
No, they're just, I could sit here and just eat these all day.
Okay, I was gonna
But
say.
nobody's going to sit and watch me eat these all day. Teresa Samuelson from Campfire will be in the second half of the show. That's why I have the mints. And she brought the other, because I got three different kinds.
She brought you mints.
Yeah, she brought me mints because she knows I love them. That's coming up here about, what's that?
She knows about your morning mouth, is what she knows.
Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
We have fun.
The NCW Life channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's learn. Guada TV. Street Talk and Other Stuff. The 12th District. Life with Lisa. And the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life channel is your local TV station. Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
And welcome back to this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We have mostly clear skies, 28 degrees outside of our studios. Going to climb up to about 48 or so, but lots of sunshine today and tomorrow, then a little bit of light snow Wednesday morning. Late Wednesday night into early Thursday morning. Heads up there. Let's do sports. The Wild are in Merritt. It is game 3 of the quarterfinals of the BCHL Interior Division playoffs. Tonight's game starts at 7. Wenatchee, with a victory, will go up 3-0 in the best of 7 first-round series. Wild won game 1 at home last Thursday, 4-0. Game 2 Saturday, 6-4. The Wild, by the way, are 3-0 at the Nicola Valley Memorial Arena this season. That is the home of the Centennials. Speaking of the series with Merritt, game 1 of that series will be here tonight on the NCW Live channel. You can check it out. Watch the game in its entirety starting at 7 tonight on the NCW Live channel. We'll have game 2, by the way, Thursday night at 7. Congratulations to Jasper Weatherby. He's from Lummi Island, and he was named the BCHL's Player of the Week. He put up 4 goals and 2 assists for 6 points in the Wild's 2 playoff wins over Merritt last week. In game 1 on Thursday, Weatherby got Wenatchee's offense started with 2 first-period goals, and he also had an assist in this team's 4-0 win. He followed that up on Saturday with another 2 goals and another assist, including his 2nd consecutive game-winning goal. And of course, their team won again. The Wild did 6-4 the final there on Saturday. The Brett Hull Trophy winner for the regular season's leading scorer, that was him, was named the first star of the game in both contests. And speaking of sports, the NCW Live channel is out with our complete spring sports broadcast schedule. It all begins next Tuesday, March 13th, with Quincy and Wenatchee at Lee Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl in soccer. That'll be followed Friday with Wenatchee Valley Thunder lacrosse against Southridge. Then more soccer the following Tuesday as Wenatchee will host West Valley. And a week from Friday, March 23rd, we'll bring you Eastmont baseball against Eisenhower. For a complete list of our spring sports schedule, you can find it on our website at ncwlife.com, or we just posted that quick link on our Facebook page just when we started the show, so you can check it out there. In all, we're bringing you 24 games this spring from Wenatchee, Eastmont, and Wenatchee Valley Lacrosse. And exciting news for Mariner fans. MLB.com reporter Greg Johns, who's in Peoria covering Seattle for spring training, says the M's have re-signed Ichiro. He's re-signed Ichiro. This morning, Seattle Times say he will be a Mariner again. He still has to pass his physical. Remember, he's 42 years old. And by the way, after a day off yesterday, Seattle resumes spring training. In Cactus League, they'll take on Colorado. In Peoria, Ichiro back in the fold, so we're told. 27 minutes after the hour. It's time for the obscure holiday of the day today. 106 years ago today, March 6, 1912, the Oreo cookie was born, and that makes it today National Oreo Day. The first Oreos, by the way, back in 1912, sold for 25 cents a pound. I say bring that back. They have done all kinds of different Oreos over the year. The double stuffed Oreo, my personal favorite, made its debut in 1974. They had the football Oreo, the big stuff Oreo, Oreo minis, mega stuff Oreos in 2013, Oreo thins in 2015. Some fun facts about Oreo cookies. Over 450 billion Oreo cookies have been sold since their introduction. Oreos were sold in more than 100 countries worldwide. More women are apt to dip their Oreo cookies in milk than men are, but men are more apt to eat a cookie whole. Put the whole thing in their mouth. Guilty of that. And finally, what is the ratio? 71% cookie, 29% cream filling for your basic Oreo. It is National Oreo Day. I don't know anybody who doesn't love Oreos, especially with a big glass of milk. 28 minutes after the hour today in history. 182 years ago, it was a bad day for David Crockett and Jim Bowie and 178 other Texicans who were locked inside the Alamo. The siege of the Alamo began 13 days prior, but 182 years ago, March 6th, 1836, it all came to an end at the Battle of the Alamo. 3,000 Mexican troops on one side, 187 Texas volunteers on the other side. Every one of them was killed, every last one of them. And it wasn't so much the fact that every one of them was killed, but the way it happened. It was a brutal slaughter, went way overboard, and it really kind of just, it got the Texicans pretty darn upset. And it kind of sparked things. It's still one of the most amazing. I've been to the Alamo. It's a pretty cool place. The Battle of the Alamo ended the 13-day siege, ended on this date 182 years ago. And boy, what do you say about the Dred Scott decision? 161 years ago today, March 6, 1857, the Supreme Court, by a 7-2 ruling, said blacks can't sue in federal court. Blacks are not citizens. And if you are black and you're in free territory, you're still a slave if you were once a slave. Dred Scott versus Sanford, absolutely without question, the worst Supreme Court decision in the history of this country. Chief Justice Charles Evans Hughes once called it the court's greatest self-inflicted wound. Of course, Dred Scott having to go back to be a slave, as you might imagine, his heart really wasn't in it. The Dred Scott decision was handed down on this date 161 years ago today. Not very good. 29 minutes after the hour. Let's do birthdays. The greatest left-handed pitcher in baseball history, my opinion, of course, the great Lefty Grove. Robert Moses Lefty Grove was born in the state in 1900. Passed away in 1975 at the age of 75. Baseball Hall of Fame in 1947, 2 times a Triple Crown winner. 4 times he led the American League in wins. 7 times he led the American League in strikeouts. And 9 times he was the ERA leader. He retired with 300 wins, and in my opinion, Lefty Grove is the greatest left-handed pitcher in the history of baseball. He was born in this state in 1900. Ed McMahon, ho, 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 here's Johnny. There's Ed. He was born in the state in 1923. Passed away 9 years ago at the age of 86. He flew combat missions in Korea, 85 combat missions in Korea. He earned 6 air medals. He was a war hero and a pretty good one. And he eventually retired from the United States Marine Corps as a colonel in the mid-1960s, always known as Johnny's sidekick for the 30 years they were together on The Tonight Show, starring Johnny Carson, the legendary Ed McMahon, born in the state in 1923. Greatest jazz guitarist of all time. So we had the greatest left-handed pitcher of all time, the greatest sidekick of all time, the greatest jazz guitarist of all time. Mr. Wes Montgomery was born in the state in 1923. I love the music of Wes Montgomery. He developed a very unique jazz guitar style that nobody's been able to emulate. He had an apartment in Indianapolis, very small apartment, lots of kids, thin walls, and so when it came time for him to play his guitar and practice his guitar, he played with his thumb very softly so he wouldn't wake up the kids and he wouldn't disturb the neighbors, and that became his signature style. The great Wes Montgomery, greatest jazz guitarist ever, born in the state in 1923, passed away at the age of 45, very young. Finally, the Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal celebrates his 46th birthday today. 4 times an NBA champion, 3 times an NBA Finals Most Valuable Player, Rookie of the Year, 15-time All-Star. Just a really, really good basketball player and one of the biggest guys ever to play. He tipped the scales at like 350 pounds. He was a big dude. Shaquille O'Neal's 46 years old today. 32 minutes after they are. Once again, everyone is entitled to Mike Minotti's opinion. Will not be airing today. It's a technical thing. You don't care. We do, so we don't get Mike's opinion today. But we do have Teresa Samuelson, the executive director of the NCW Council, the North Central Washington Council of Campfire Girls and Boys. And she'll be in when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
We know crunch.
Dear Mary Maids, just got home from a trade show and I didn't have time to pick up the house. Kids made chili. Jeff did a mud run. Oh, and Winston shredded Teddy's bed. Again, please clean it the best you can. Oh, except for the statue Max made for me. Thanks, Abby.
Hi, Abby. Clean kitchen, clean bath, clean floor, naughty cat, poor Teddy. The statue is precious. You should keep it forever. See you next time, Mary Maids.
Hi there, my name's Patrick and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors. We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on this Tuesday, the 6th day of March. I am Dan Kuntz. My guest today is Executive Director of the North Central Washington Council of Campfire Girls and Boys, Teresa Samuelson. Back on the show again. Hello.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
It's great to see you too.
Tomorrow's a big day, big luncheon.
Yes.
WUWV luncheon. For those who are the uninitiated, I know all about it because I've emceed it for many years. Let folks know what exactly the luncheon is. What's it all about?
Well, it's a chance for us to talk a little bit about Campfire, what we're doing, and also to recognize our Trailblazer Award winner, which is a person in the community that's outstanding for their contribution towards youth. And
it's a big award. It's one of the biggest awards anybody can get.
Yeah. And it also is a chance for us to try to fundraise. Mm-hmm. So after expenses, half of the money goes to our after-school program, and the other half goes to Camp Seneca for camp scholarships to help send kids to camp.
How long has this luncheon been going on? I should know.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know?
You know, I should know. It's like 2000,
Something
the year
like that.
2000.
Yeah.
It's like 17 years.
Yeah. It's a great thing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And the Trailblazer Award is really neat because for the most part, most years, there have been some exceptions, but most of the time, they don't know.
Right.
You have to do a little bit of subterfuge to get the person who's going to win the Trailblazer Award to attend the luncheon so they know. I know a couple of years ago we surprised Brian Flonis. He had no idea it was coming. It was really cool. And others as well.
It has its drawbacks. I mean, it's great to surprise them, and then other times, you know, they really want to know. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes it's hard to get them to come if they don't know.
Yeah.
But this year we're honoring Garn Christensen, which is the superintendent of the Eastmont schools.
Mm-hmm. And they had to tell Garn in advance because...
Yeah, or he wouldn't have been there.
He wouldn't have been there. Who was last year's winner? I'm trying to remember. I was there.
Sue Baker.
Sue Baker, yeah, and she was very touched. She delivered a wonderful speech.
She did.
I remember that. And she was it Carol who introduced her, I want to say? Who was it that came up?
Carol Wardell.
Carol Wardell introduced her. And,
another great person.
Right. And we're one of the few people who actually knows because we're up on the dais and, and the plaque is sitting right down there and so you get a look at it. And so it's a neat thing. Who decides who the Trailblazer Award winner is?
Well, we kind of send out a survey to our alumni and stuff like that. I think next year what we're going to try to do is include the whole community instead of just like a snapshot of it.
So, and that is tomorrow. I'll walk people through the program because you can still get tickets. You get lunch. You're going to help out our good friends at Campfire. There's a shot from a couple of years ago, I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see my smiling face up there on the dais. How do people get involved? How do people get tickets, all that good stuff?
Just go to our webpage and go to events, and you can sign up right online, or on our webpage is also our phone number, 663-1609, and just give us a call. Tell us you want to come, or if you want to join some of our other programs, our Campfire clubs, know more about our after-school volunteer opportunities, and of course, Camp Seneca.
Yes. You're in the door at 11:45 at the Wenatchee Convention Center. You're out the door at 1. It's a very brisk program. What exactly is the program? What can people expect? There's speakers. I know you speak. Walk us through with the...
It's Healthy Kids, Healthy Communities, and our speaker is actually your brother, Frank Kuntz, the mayor.
You actually got him during tax season.
I know. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, good for you.
That is amazing. So maybe he didn't realize. No, I don't know. I don't know. He is my tax guy, too.
Oh, good. He does a good
great.
job. I get the family discount. So he'll be the keynote speaker, and there'll be, of course, the award, and you'll be speaking as well, right?
Yes, I'll be doing a 5-minute speech.
Mm-hmm. And the Master of Ceremonies this year is Kimberly Craig.
Right.
Who's been involved with Campfire since the 70s, I believe.
Well, I think even before that, I think she was actually in Campfire.
Yeah, we don't want to date Kimberly because she just had her 50th birthday and it was just a huge blowout. It's a great time. It's the WUWV. What is
WUWV? Work, Health, Love.
Thank you. Work, Health, Love. And I'm sorry I can't do the show tomorrow. I had a previous
know.
commitment.
Well, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We'll pencil me in for next year, for sure. New offices, you just moved?
We did. We just moved from 5 South Wenatchee Avenue to 7 North Wenatchee Avenue. So we moved over one street, one building. It's been a great move. We're still not quite open. We have a few things that we have to still fix before we can get 100% open, but
that's good. No,
it is good.
Change is good. And my guess is you found stuff you forgot you had when you moved from one office to the other.
Oh my gosh, we have so much stuff. In fact, if you ask some of our new staff, they're wondering why we're keeping it. But it's just great. We have windows.
Oh, wow.
We've been in the other spot for 11 years, and we go from working outside, enjoying fresh air, into a room that had no windows. Now we have windows.
Oh, good.
So Lexi, who's been with us for
long time.
10 years, the first thing she did was open up the windows and climbed out on the roof. She said, "This is great." But it's great. It's going to have a different feel. We'll be able to have a boardroom, which we haven't had. So we have a boardroom. We also have the room where we can have parents who want to be club leaders. They can have a meeting right there, so they don't have to go search for a place to have a meeting.
And you mentioned a boardroom. You do have a board of directors that you are responsible for.
We have a board of directors, and we're looking for more. We have a few vacancies if you know of anybody that's interested.
Okay.
Well, if people are interested, it's a great organization.
They just get a hold of you, right?
Right.
Say, I'm interested in doing it.
Yeah, and then I can meet with them for coffee or lunch, and then sit down and go over the application.
Thanks for bringing the mints. Every time I bite into these, it brings back childhood memories.
Yeah, we have almond roca.
And the almond caramel clusters. How do people get this? Say, I love the campfire stuff. Do I just drop by your office, or the kids going to come by my door?
They can drop by the office,
okay.
And they can also call, and we can tell them where we have some kids that are selling. Some kids are just doing sales through their parents' businesses, or Fred Meyer's been really great for us this year in Safeway. So.
And keep in mind, they'll have a bunch of these at the luncheon tomorrow as well.
Oh, yeah.
So even if you can't make it to the luncheon, it's during the noon hour, and it is downtown, just drop by and pick up $5 a pop. That's it?
$5.
That's
good.
And
the kids are earning it, selling it to earn their way to camp, or also to help them buy like the emblems and beads for their campfire program.
We're going to talk about Camp Zanikalachi here in just a couple of minutes. The cute little story is where I grew up. Our house we had a walk-in cooler. Big refrigerator, literally a walk-in cooler, and they used to store the mints, because you have to store these in a cool, dry place. And they would store the mints in our family's walk-in cooler, and I would just
go in there and eat them.
Just eat them. I don't know how many hundreds of dollars Mom had to pay because I kept eating the boxes of mints, but they're really, really good. When we come back, we'll talk about Camp Zanikalachi and get your kids signed up and get them up there. It's my favorite camp. I love it.
I do too.
We'll talk about Camp Zanikalachi and more with Teresa Samuelson, the Executive Director of the North Central Washington Campfire Guild in North Central Washington. That's repetitive. We'll talk about that when we come back. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The Arbiter of Stoke is a series that highlights a variety of outdoor adventure sports that are available in the Pacific Northwest. I dedicate my time to enjoying this natural playground. The decision is yours. How will you keep your Stoke?
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Grandstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on LocalTel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
Ready Medi is healthcare made simple and affordable. We are the only direct primary care practice that provides personalized and holistic healthcare in North Central Washington. Our wellness model not only helps prevent heart attacks and strokes, but we also optimize hormones. Affordability is our goal. For example, hip surgery locally is $45,000, whereas our members have the same access for $15,000. Ready Medi, healthcare made simple and affordable.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more. And that's our new member success system. It's $99. It's exclusively at Works. It includes your MyZone belt. Works. YourWorkoutRx.com.
How about having majestic mountains, a beautiful shoreline, and 26 acres of lush walking trails be the backdrop of your special event? Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp has cabins, meeting spaces, and a lodge with a kitchen that will accommodate large gatherings. Our staff at Lake Wenatchee YMCA Camp will work with you to ensure that your wedding, retreat, class reunion, or birthday is amazing. Reserve your day today.
And welcome back. 46 minutes after the hour. Dan Kuntz, your host on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Teresa Samuelson from Campfire Girls and Boys in North Central Washington to my immediate left. It's one of the most picturesque areas you can find anywhere. I'm talking about Camps of Nicolachie. You head on the south shore of Lake Wenatchee, and where the road ends, there you are.
Yeah.
You're at Nicolachie, which is, how long has that place been there? 70 years, I want to say?
No, 86 this
Wow.
year. Can you believe that? 86 years.
How many of the original cabins are still there?
All there.
Really?
They're all there.
That's cool.
They are.
That's amazing. when
We'd
you
love
think
a
about
couple more new buildings, but that'll
Yeah.
be.
You would
down
think
the
with,
road.
trees fall down, and it's a fairly thickly forested, heavily wooded area. There's not a lot of open space in Camps of Nicolachie. You think sometime in the last 87 years a tree would have fallen on a cabin, and that would have been it. But
Well, no, a tree did fall on Pixie Paradise.
Yes, that's right.
The camp store, years and
Mhm.
years and years ago, but they rebuilt it.
This time of the year it's pretty quiet, obviously, at Camps of Nicolachie, but once May comes around, you start warming up. First of all, you have your big cleanup day on Make a Difference Day,
Yeah.
right?
Well, that's the fall cleanup.
Oh, fall, that's in
That's
October,
Make a
right?
Difference Day. So May 19th, the third weekend in May, is our camp cleanup for the spring.
If you're a parent out there and you want to send your kid to Nicolachie, what are the age parameters? What do they need to know? Talk about.
6 to 17.
Okay.
And all you have to do is just go right online, zanika.net, and just fill out the registration form.
And it's got done by age and in was it week-long increments? I'm trying to remember now.
There's a week-long camp. There's also an extended stay for some older kids. It was just a 2-year camp. A 2-week, not 2 year.
a 2-year camp. That's also known as prison.
A good one. Anyway, a 2-week camp, and then we have our Leaders and Training program, which is a 2-week camp.
Okay.
And then we have a Counselors in Training, which is the first week of training, and then they can come back whatever weeks they want.
We'll start with that. How do you become a counselor? How do you become a camp person working with the kids at Nicolachie?
Well, we kind of advertise all over the country. We even have somebody that's coming from France this year.
Wow.
So you have to have at least 1 year of college.
Okay.
Unless you want to work in the kitchen. Dishwashers we hire pretty young. But camp counselors have to be at least 1 year of college, 19. If they've gone through the counselor and training program, then and if they were very successful at the program, then they can sign up to be a camp counselor at 18. But we prefer 19.
Do you have to have any kind of specific skill set to do this, or you want to work with kids and you want to have a good time working with kids?
Well, and some patience.
And yeah, that's true.
And we do it like a 10 to 12 day training before camp starts.
So that's pretty intensive.
Yeah. And we're an ACA camp, which means we're accredited through the American Camp Association.
Okay, which I didn't even know existed until today.
Yeah.
So.
And we have over 300 safety standards that we have to meet.
How many of the kids who actually went to camp back in their younger days when they were 6 or 7 or 8 end up turning around and become camp counselors 10 years or 12 years later? Really?
Lexi actually went to camp when she was 6, and I won't say how old she is now, but she has also worked in camps, either Camp Colloqua or our camp, while she was going through college. So, and she's been with us for 10 years, so she's like pushing 25. we won't say. We've had some counselors that have been there that was their 16th year.
Uh-huh.
So every Friday we have a council fire, and we do shout outs to who's been there the first year, the second year, third year, and we keep going until nobody stands up. Yeah.
Sell your product. Why is it Nicolachi? There's a lot of different camps in the summertime that parents can send their kids off to. What makes Nicolachi different or better or whatever than any other camp that the kids can go to?
Well, we focus a lot on leadership, and we do focus a lot on getting kids more aware of social cues, being able to make friends and being able to get to know each other. Very relaxed setting. We encourage people to step out of their boundaries, so kind of step out of the box that they're in. We have some kids that will come and they'll be really super shy and not wanting to speak out loud, but then at the end of the week they're doing their skit. It's just, we're so welcoming. And there's no social barriers. There's no like big cliques. There's not a group of kids that are really rich and a group of kids that are really poor. They're all together, and it's just amazing. And the activities that we do, we try to stay busy from the time that they get up to the time that they go to sleep. We have a high ropes course, which is a zip line. We have waterfront canoeing, kayaking, and it's all age progression because we're in an ACA camp. We do some backcountry backpacking. We do hiking. Then we have our evening activities, which is a different activity every night. And
this is not a glorified babysitting operation.
No. Actually, the staff have as much fun as the kids.
Yeah. And you can see that from some of the pictures we're going up. They're having a really good time.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons probably they were in Campfire as kids, and they end up going back and being a camp counselor and being a part of that experience all over again. So, both of my younger sisters went to Nicolachi back in the 70s, and they still have wonderful memories of their time that they had at Nicolachi for the week long, the experience that they went up there. They use skill sets that they learned there. They still got their outfits, I think, and all that. And that's cool when they talk about the great memories that they had. So
yeah, it is really cool.
And it's Campfire Girls and Boys. We need to remember that, because Campfire
since the 70s.
Since the 70s, but people still associate Campfire with a girls' camp. It's not the case anymore.
We actually have weeks where we have more boys at our camp than we have girls.
Okay.
And then we have weeks where we have more girls than we have boys. But we have done an amazing job in the past, 11 years I've been there. We've changed the program up a little bit. We made it more exciting. We try to do science activities every week, meshed in with our themes. Some of our favorite themes are, of course, Color Wars, Harry Potter, House Cup. For Color Wars this year, I think we're going to mix it up and include some paint, not just powder. It's just so exciting.
I think just getting kids away from the television and the internet and their video games for a week.
And none of those things really work up there.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And it's very, if you haven't been to Nicolachi, it's rustic.
It is rustic.
It's not particularly modern, and that's one of the great selling points of Camp Nicolachi, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. It's really cool to see kids who have never been in that kind of situation for the first time. These tall trees and it smells different. You can hear birds chirping, and there's chipmunks and squirrels running around, and the occasional deer will show up.
And rabbits.
Rabbits.
Lots of birds.
It's a whole nother experience for them, which they never forget. Camp can be expensive. I mean, I'm sure, I know for a fact, there's people watching this very show right now. I really want to send Johnny Jump Up or little Susie Q to camp. They would love it up there. They're 7 or 8, and they would love this experience and learn and grow. I can't afford it.
Well, they can come down, get set up, sell candy to earn their way to camp, and we do have camp scholarships, which is one of the reasons why we have the Wohelo Luncheon also, is some of the money goes towards the camp scholarships.
Is there what's the oversight from the national organization? Do they say, Teresa, during camp, between May and September when you're running your camp, you have to do this and you have to do that, or they give you pretty much a free rein as long as you stay within certain parameters, or there are things that you have to do at camp? You have to teach them this or you have to teach them that?
Well, I think the program, it's an outdoor progressive program that Campfire actually started, a long time ago, about 100 and 17 years. I was trying to think, how long have they been going? Maybe not 117. They started in 1910.
So that would make it, yeah, it's just right around there.
107?
Yeah, right around
107. So it's been a program that they have developed a long time ago and improved on every year. So there's a core set of values that we do teach too, and then there's other things that, that we do that every council is a little bit different.
Is there any particular age group or any particular week of camp that is always the busiest and the one that most people want to send their kids to? If they want to do it, they better get on board now.
It's the Harry Potter week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Harry Potter week. Well, it's all about Harry Potter.
Does Harry show up?
Harry does show up in his own, but he's not really Harry.
Okay.
But we do have some of our staff that do dress up. We do, every year is a little bit different. We have a sorting hat that we used to use, but then we got way too many kids, so we don't use the sorting hat as much as we used to. They do, sometimes we'll receive like a old piece of parchment paper rolled up that lets them know what house that they're going to belong to. So they divide up into different houses, and then we do friendly competes against each house. It's fun.
And so it's the most popular one.
It is the most popular one. Color Wars is like coming in second. House Cup is a little bit of everything, the best of the best for the whole summer.
And all of this is available on the website. You can go and look at the programs and look at the flyers. You'll have all of these things at the luncheon tomorrow as well, I'm sure, right?
Well, not our camp brochure. We never couldn't quite get that out that early, but
okay.
We do have information on our website, lots of information. We have a Facebook page. Our Instagram page just made, we came in second out of the top 10 camps with Instagram.
Oh, cool.
Out of the whole United States.
Congratulations.
I know. Well, it was all kind of dyslexia.
That's good, yeah. Lexi,
She's
Lexi, we don't have an
social media queen there.
Yeah, so. And she's coming up on her 25th birthday, so that's really remarkable stuff. So, let's go back to where we started. The luncheon tomorrow, 11:45, the Wenatchee Convention Center. How much are tickets?
At the Wohelo luncheon?
Yeah.
It's free. We would just like you to at least donate the cost of your meal.
There will be a ask?
There is an ask at the end.
There is an ask, yeah.
Well, the whole thing is basically an ask.
Yeah, but
yeah.
It's a really neat event, and I'm sorry I can't make it tomorrow.
It's okay.
So
you can always, make it next year.
Yeah, and my brother will do a wonderful job as the keynote speaker.
Yes,
I'm sure of that because, as we mentioned before, my mom was involved in a lot of things, but she was really big into Camp Fire. It was one of her most important organizations that she was a part of. True believer in the vision of Camp Fire.
Yeah.
So, no doubt about that. And then now when does Zanikalachi, when does the camp season begin? After school is over? So
yeah, so I think
mid-June?
Our mini week starts June 21st.
Okay.
And then first week of July is our first week, and we've actually added a week this year, so we're 8 weeks.
Okay. And is everything in week increments? So you drop the kids off on a Sunday and you pick them up on a Sunday? Is that how
we
that
do
works?
have a couple of short weeks that start on Monday and end on Saturday, but most of them start on Sunday and end on Saturday.
Okay. And every kid should go to camp, I think.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
And it's a great vacation for parents.
Yeah. You know,
if you're a mom who's been raising children, or even a father who's had kids, and raising your kids, it's a great way of sending them off to camp, knowing that they're in great hands, and being able to sleep in, enjoy a cup of coffee, and eat what you want, stay up as late as you want.
And what happens to your son or daughter in that week that they're gone? They're going to come back as different kids. They're going to the growth that these kids go through
it's amazing.
in their week is just amazing. It really is. You mentioned some kids just they get homesick and when mom comes to pick them up on Saturday they don't want to go.
Yeah.
It
and
happens.
then we even have some parents that say, for some reason they're making their bed now in the morning, and they're not throwing their garbage on the floor. They're going around and picking up stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Camp Zanikalachi is a wonderful organization, and don't forget the luncheon tomorrow. We'd love to have you come on down and check it out. Congratulations to Dr. Garn Christensen. He's going to be very proud of that plaque he's going to get tomorrow. So it's going to be really cool. Anything else you want to mention? We got about 15 seconds left.
We're doing something new at camp this year.
What's that?
Adult camp.
Oh, okay.
For grown-ups.
Oh.
Yeah, that'll be at the tail end of August, so check out our website if you're interested.
All we got to do is grow up.
Well, we thought, why cut it off?
Yeah, you got a point there. Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thanks.